I just spent a lot of time in England, and I like it there. I like being American in the UK, as long as I never have to see other Americans. Like, the first time I was there, I was waiting on this train platform in this part of London called Kingston, and these two girls stumbled onto the platform. And do you know how some people dress with no regard for weather? It's like January in London, they dress for like July in Mexico. It's like when they were getting ready that night. Someone was like, ladies, we're going to Kingston. And they were like, Jamaica? And they're coming down this platform, and they are so drunk, and they are so loud, and they are so clearly from New York City. And this British guy next to me, I don't know this guy. I've never met this guy. He looks at them, and then he looks at me, and he just goes, ugh. Americans. And I didn't know what to say to that, so I just went with, And they're coming down this platform, and I'm praying, like, please don't notice me. And they're hunched over from the cold, and they're saying things like, it's freezing outside. And they stop right in front of me, and for a second I was like, fuck, they can smell it. And then I realized I'm wearing a New York University hoodie, and I'm like, oh. Because it's very Jurassic Park, because they're like, huh? And I'm like, clever girls. And one of them, very subtly, just goes, you're from New York City! We're from New York City! Where in New York are you from? And the British guy just goes, are you? And instead of handling it like an adult, I panicked, because everyone's staring at me. I'm not proud of this. I panicked, and I just went, I pretended to be deaf to get out of a conversation. And everyone backed off except for one of the girls who mistook, I'm sorry, I'm deaf, or, hey, I can't hear you, yell at me. And she starts screaming, where are you from in New York? Where are you from? And then she figures out what's going on because her friend keeps tapping her. And she goes, oh, no way, you're deaf? And I nod, and she goes, I'm really sorry you're deaf! And I was offended as a fake deaf person. And they walk away, and that British guy is just so angry. You can see he's got like a vein right here, and he looks at them, and then he looks at me. Because in his mind, what's just happened is one jerk American has been a jerk to a nice deaf British boy. And he just goes, and I really wanted to say something, but I held my tongue. And then after a minute, he looks at me, and he just goes, I can't believe you got away with that. And I said to him, how did you know? And he went, mate, you have your headphones in. I'm from Boston. Yeah, I'm from this really racist part of Boston called Boston. And I'm an Orthodox Jew. Yeah. I've never had bacon. I'm that kind of Jew. I've never tried bacon. I've tried cocaine, but I've never tried bacon. That's the life I've had. My real name isn't Alex Edelman. My real name, get ready, is David Yosef Shimon ben Elazar Ruvain Halevi, Alex Edelman. I go by Alex, because it's all I can remember. And, like, I get a lot of crap for not going by my real name. Like, my family gives me a lot of shit for it. They're like, why don't you go by your real name? Huh? You're not proud of your real name? And I'm like, no. My dad's name is Elazar. They'll be like, why don't you go by your real name? And I'm like, I don't know Elazar because it sounds like we're all in Slytherin. That's why. I have cousins, Menachem and Yitzchak. You can't even spell their names in English because there's no English letter for phlegm. I have a twin brother as well. I have a twin brother, AJ. My twin brother is a professional bodybuilder. My twin brother is a professional bodybuilder. And people are like, are you guys identical twins? And I'm like, we used to be. Now we look like a before and after photo. He lives in New York with 2 cats and no neck. I live in New York. I moved there to go to college. I went to New York University. And I didn't know this until I got there on the first day. NYU has no campus. There is no campus. And this is how I found out. I just dropped my stuff off at the dorm on the first day, and I said, where's the campus? And the RA was like, what? And I said, where's the quad? And this is what he did. I'll never forget this. He went, Alex, the city is your campus. And I said to him, I was like, I don't know if you know this man, but I did a Google, and last year there were 188 murders on campus. My first job in New York, I worked at KFC. I worked at KFC for 3 weeks, which is the longest anyone has ever worked at a KFC. I have a pension. And what you're supposed to do when someone walks into a KFC is say, can I help you? The KFC that I worked at was in Penn Station in New York, and I worked the 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. shift. At 1 o'clock in the morning, in a fast food restaurant in Penn Station, can I help you is not good customer service. It's a promise you can't keep. I never minded sad people, by the way. You should be sad. It's a KFC. You should be devastated that you're in there. The people I minded were like happy white hipsters who would come in like it was a real restaurant. And they'd say things like, what's your healthy option? And I'd be like, leaving. That's our healthy option. You should be the same as the employees who work there when you go into a fast food restaurant. You're unhappy, we're unhappy. You're gross, we're gross. You're not wearing gloves, we're not wearing gloves. This woman came in once, and she was at least 300 pounds, and she had the meanest expression I've ever seen. And I said, can I help you? And she went, I don't know, can you? And I didn't know what to say to that. I just went, we have a chicken. What would you like? And she went, I don't know. And I said, well, what are you feeling? Which is also the wrong question. Because she goes, well, I'm tired. And I'm homesick, and I miss my family. What do you think I should get, you little asshole? And because I was like 18, and I had no training, and I had no other options, and I really wanted to help, I was like, if you miss your family, we have a family bucket you could get. All right, thanks so much, guys. This has been so cool. I'm Alex.
That was fantastic. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
That was fantastic. Alex, Edelman, that was great. Congratulations.
Hi, guys. Wow. This is so cool. This is my first time in Australia. It's my first time in the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, thank you. Oh, well done, Southern Hemisphere. It's been a crazy year for me. Like, I traveled a lot. I did a lot of stand-up comedy. My brother got married. And on Thanksgiving, I came out to my family, which is a big thing. No, I'm not gay. I just thought it would be hilarious. I have an uncle who doesn't like gay people, and because of that, I have come out of the closet on Thanksgiving every Thanksgiving for the last 6 years. And they say that coming out is the hardest thing that a young person can do, and it is. But it gets easier every single year. Here's how I do it. I stand up with a glass of water and a knife, like I'm giving a toast at a wedding, and I go, "Excuse everyone, I have an announcement to make." And then my uncle will go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, again?" And then I release the doves, and I do my musical number, and I throw the glitter, and I sit down. It's part of the meal now. Do you know what I mean? It's part of Thanksgiving. People expect it. It's part of the ritual of Thanksgiving. Like the turkey comes out, the potatoes come out, I come out. This year was great, though, because my grandfather came to Thanksgiving for the first time in a decade, and no one has told him about my little joke because he's 88, and he doesn't do surprises. The first time he was surprised, he was asleep on a boat in Pearl Harbor, and since then, we leave him alone. And I thought about not doing it, but no, tradition. Right? 6 years in a row, that's a tradition. Turkey, potatoes, me, everyone expects it. We're all sat around the table. It's me, my family, my grandfather, and my best friend, Michael. Michael had nowhere to go this year for Thanksgiving, so I invited him. He has no idea what's gonna happen. And I stood up with my glass of water and my knife and went, "Excuse everyone, I have an announcement. Michael and I have an announcement to make." And my grandfather crosses his arms and he looks around the table and he went, "I've known since you were 9 years old." Guys, this has been so cool. Thank you so much for having me. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen,